involved too. So you get maybe college students putting in some, instead of going to the gym, do a little farm work. That might be, too idealistic because we're all so stuffed to eat stuffed shirts. We don't want to do farming. Is that what's going on? A lot of people, especially in the South, have a lot of acreage could be turned into intelligent use, and but it's difficult to organize that. So the organizing of that is a venture that doesn't yield a profit, but does yield stability and resource and grounding and joy and connection. And that can result in a whole bunch of other ventures where people are starting to work their arts together and, help each other fix their houses. And you have businesses that cover for each other as guilds used to do. And this doesn't affect the higher, the elites and doing whatever, the high end restaurants, whatever. You're not forcing anybody to do anything, but things start adapting to a new order where you have an informed consumer. And one thing is how to reach this whole Z generation that seems disconnected and losing their grip on reality almost, it seems. And so that's why I've been kind of thinking I'm going to get back in there with my music and art. But karmically, I'm saying I'm fighting against carpal tunnel to do that. But these days, you don't have to do a lot to catch some attention and then put some thoughts out there. And we're in a real crisis. So if anything does work, I was trying to get to some of the examples. You can work it on many, there's like this right around here. I could see 7 different outreach, small businesses, black and white or different cultures. There's small businesses of both in this community. There are 2 cultures. They mix somewhat, but not that much, even though they coexist. It's just a fact. Uh, and there's Southern businesses, there's Southern families, there's black businesses, there's black families, all here in Tallahassee. Then there's 2 huge universities, huge, 20,000, thousands of kids, ambitious, wanting to get into the world. FAMU is predominantly black. I haven't seen a single white person in there, but that's where I lived in their apartments for a while. And then FSU is blonde, as far as I can tell. It's kind of a joke, but not really. It's the only time I've ever seen like 13 blondes all in one walking group going down. What do you call that? But FSU has its beautiful campus. Uh, Tallahassee gets people's attention when it's election time. There's a section in the middle called the Art Market where there's almost like a Brooklyn art district, but it's like 6 by 6 blocks, even less. Where I had a little wall I could play guitar in front of there, and just the fractal model of how do you reach the kids with what thoughts, and does it make any sense? And I'm the kind of I'll step on a soapbox. I've done this before, and I've kind of been on this path since the '70s when I believed that this was what I was going to need to do. It felt like kind of a personal assignment. In 6th grade, I picked it up. I was already at that point. I'd gone from going to a local parochial school in Queens, and in 4th grade, I started commuting and ended up at that school that's where I started rubbing with where John Kennedy had gotten kicked out. And we played